All right, so let's dive into this. For the longest time in the Node.js world, there was one clear king of the hill. But as the digital world demands more and more speed, a new challenger has stepped into the ring, built from the ground up for one thing: raw, unadulterated performance. This is the story of a battle for the backend. I mean, for over a decade, Express has been the standard. If you've worked with Node.js, odds are you've used it. It's the framework we all know, right? It's got this massive ecosystem, a huge community. It was, for all intents and purposes, the undisputed champion. But here's the catch. The modern web is a different beast, isn't it? It demands insane performance. We're talking high-load microservices, real-time data, and just massive scale. And this constant, relentless need for more speed, well, it's starting to put some serious pressure on the classic and, frankly, heavier architecture of the reigning champ. And that's where our challenger steps into the ring: Fastify. And look, it didn't just quietly show up to the party. Nope, it basically kicked the door down with a super clear, super focused mission. Solve the performance problem, period. And do it while giving developers a great experience without all the usual overhead. And this really gets to the core of what Fastify is all about. It's not just about speed for speed's sake. The whole philosophy is about being incredibly fast while also having this amazing modular plugin system that actually makes a developer's life easier. It's a real attempt to give you the best of both worlds, you know? And listen, when we say fast, we are not kidding around. Depending on your code, benchmarks are showing that Fastify can chew through up to 30,000 requests per second. Just let that number sink in for a moment. For any application where performance is the name of the game, a number like that is pretty much impossible to ignore. Okay, so the big question is how? How does it pull this off? What's the secret sauce that makes Fastify so blazing fast? Well, it all boils down to some really smart, really deliberate choices in its architecture. Right, and this is the perfect way to see the fundamental difference. Think of Express like a long assembly line. Every single request has to go down that line through every single piece of middleware, one after another. Fastify? Totally different approach. It uses what are called encapsulated plugins. You can think of each one as its own little self-contained, highly optimized work pod. This is huge because it avoids all the overhead and potential mess of having one long, tangled chain. So let's break that down even more. There are really three big keys to Fastify's speed. First, its router is just wicked fast. It figures out where to send a request in no time. Second, and this is super clever, it uses schema-based serialization. So instead of trying to figure out how to format your JSON response on the fly every single time, it uses a schema you define to pre-compile a super fast function to do it. That cuts out a ton of runtime overhead. And third, there's that plugin system we just talked about, which keeps the core of the framework incredibly small and efficient. All right, if you want to see just how deep this performance-first mindset goes, you don't have to look any further than a real-world example. It's default logger, a tool called Pino. And you have to understand, this was not an accident. This was a very deliberate choice. See, in high-performance apps, believe it or not, even just writing logs can become a bottleneck and slow things down. The Fastify team knew this, and they picked Pino specifically because it has almost zero overhead. It's just a perfect example of how obsessed they are with performance, right down to the smallest details. And here's what that actually looks like in practice. When you're developing, you can use a neat little tool called Pino Pretty to get these nice, clean, easy-to-read logs. But, and this is the important part, in production, it spits out structured JSON. And why is that? It's simple. Machines can parse JSON way faster than human-readable text. This makes your production logging incredibly efficient and a breeze to plug into monitoring tools. Okay, so we've seen the how behind Fastify's speed. But let's be super clear here. This isn't a simple case of one is good, the other is bad. Not at all. It's all about picking the right tool for the right job. So the real question is, how do you actually choose? So here's the breakdown. Look, you should probably stick with Express if you need to get a prototype up and running like yesterday, or if your project completely depends on a very specific piece of Express middleware that doesn't have a Fastify equivalent yet. Also, if you're hiring a lot of junior devs, they're just more likely to know Express already. But on the other hand, if performance is a critical non-negotiable feature, or you want schema validation built right in, or you're starting a brand new project and you want to build on a modern, future-proof foundation, then Fastify starts to look like a really smart choice. You know, I saw this quote from a developer on a Reddit, and it hits the nail on the head. They said, Fastify is great because it's simple, kind of like Express, but it gives you these out-of-the-box solutions for common problems. They said it's clearly built by people who've actually dealt with these issues in the real world. And that really captures the feeling, doesn't it? It's not just about speed, it's about thoughtful engineering.
So what's the takeaway here? Let's be real. Express isn't going to vanish overnight. It's a legend for a reason, but you can't deny that the game is changing. So as you're mapping out your next project and you start thinking about the kind of scale and performance it's going to need, the question isn't just which framework should I use anymore? The new question you have to ask yourself is, do I have a really good reason not to use the fastest one?